When you mentioned the weight. Obviously, it's taking place at 144 pounds, and I know you haven't fought like below 146. I think in 3 years. That being said, is it going to be difficult for you to make the weight? I mean, do you think it's going to be an easy process?
It's definitely not going to be easy, but I think it's just going to take more mental strength to keep away from the tacos and burgers. But it's just gonna take a strict diet in order to make the weight, and I have no doubt that we'll make it. We'll make 144, and we'll come in strong and explosive. It's just about doing it the right way, not killing ourselves, but just gradually taking the weight down. The good thing is that I never had problems making welterweight, and that's the reason that I feel confident making 144. Shouldn't be an issue.
Now I know Broner's fight with Figueroa was supposed to be at 140. Now that it is at a higher weight, a catchweight, and I know Broner has fought at higher weights before, but do you think that's going to be possibly a disadvantage for him? I mean, could he potentially not train as hard as he was going to, or that he was going to have to make 140?
Well, I doubt it, because I mean, if you look at the way he's coming into this fight, he wants to make a statement, and I know that he'll be training hard, and he knows how tough the task he has in front of him. I mean, it's not going to be an easy fight for Broner, and he knows it. Keep in mind that any fighter in that position that has had some ups and downs doesn't want to ever go back down, and for that reason, I'm sure he's going to prepare properly to come in the fight and give the best performance possible. That's what I'm expecting out of Adrien Broner, and I hope that he has a good preparation. But he knows that it's a tough fight, and when we were negotiating, we wanted to make sure that it was a number. When it comes to the weight, a number that he felt comfortable at, and I did as well. That way, there was no excuses after. I mean, he was the champion at 147 pounds. He gained the title there, so he's felt that weight before. That's the advantage that he has. And me personally, I didn't have problem making welterweight, so I can go down a few pounds. It shouldn't be a problem. We met in the middle, right where we think it was fair for him, where he can come in and perform well, and I can come in and perform well as well.
What kind of an Adrien Broner do you think you're going to get? And I'm only asking because I was working on some videos the other day, and when the fight got announced, I just kind of happened to go through the archive just to see, what kind of comments you made about him, what kind of comments he made about you, just to see if there was any kind of back and forth with you guys. And I didn't see much, although I do know there were a couple moments, like I know you were in attendance when he fought Ashley Theophane. And I think that was the same fight he called out Floyd, and afterwards you kind of laughed at him and said, that not after that kind of performance. That was disrespectful. I think he made some comments after the fight. You felt like they were a little bit disrespectful. But that being said, what kind of an Adrien Broner do you think you're going to get in the ring on April 21st? Is this kind of like a back against the wall Adrien Broner?
You know what? I mean, he's a fighter that's very versatile, so he can come in with different styles. Now, when it comes to performance, when it comes to whether he trained correctly or not, I believe that he knows that it's a make it or break it fight for him. For both of us. You know what I mean? No one wants to lose, and for that reason, I'm expecting a great fight. I'm expecting him to be well prepared, and that's the reason why I'm making sure that I'm gonna come into the fight where my conditioning and my strength, explosiveness, everything is on point and is excellent. And that's what Mike McCullum and the rest of my team is making sure that I'm only increasing in power, strength, explosiveness, and of course that experience that he's passing on to me is a great advantage. I believe that you're going to see a better Jessie Vargas than ever before, and that's a good thing. And it's probably a bad thing for Broner, but a good thing for everyone else, especially myself. You're going to see a new and improved Jessie Vargas.
You mentioned Mike, obviously, and I know you've worked with other trainers. Broner is actually making a change as well. This is the first time he's done something like this, where he's now obviously working with Kevin Cunningham. I believe Cunningham's going to take the lead trainer role now. So it's a little bit different for Adrien. Do you think that's going to impact him at all? Just being someone who knows what it's like to switch trainers. I mean, is that something that is easy to do for the first fight out when you're working with a new trainer for the first time?
You know, it seems like they've had a few months to really associate and get the hang of each other's styles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
one as a trainer, another one as a fighter. I believe it shouldn't be a problem because from what I know, I think that they've known each other from the past. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna help them create a better chemistry between them. I don't know Broner, his personality, but if he's able to listen to the coach, I mean, it could benefit him. But I mean, one thing that we must know is that uh, a fighter has a style. You know, he could either be versatile or not, but he will always keep. We will always keep our style. We'll just add on a few other techniques or very sneaky moves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, saying that our coaches would teach us, and it could make a big difference. But it's still our style. So, I mean, I'm not really worried about that. I'm sure Cunningham is a very good trainer. I don't doubt that. But I'm just mainly focused on what I'm gonna do that night, what we're perfecting, because I'm so versatile. I believe that I'm more versatile than Broner is, and for that reason, I see myself coming out with the victory. But I have to make sure that we train properly in order to be in the best condition as possible, because we're taking this fight very serious. There's a lot on the line, and you know, coming off this win, sky's the limit. And we know that. I mean, I guess we can't really call out Keith anymore because I mean, he refused to fight me once, so we'll have to look over other opponents. But then again, I mean, we shouldn't be looking ahead of ourselves. First,
Mm-hmm.
this is a very important fight. I have to stay focused, and you know, I'm very much looking forward to it.